Good morning, beautiful goddesses, and welcome to another episode of Soul Sister Adventures. What are we on? Number 26, Connie Rose?
26.
26.
We're growing up.
We are growing up. So the question we have for you today is, are you playing big or are you playing small? I love Connie's bringing us some distinctions, some wealth file information, and then we'll dive into a juicy conversation as we always do. Take it over, Miss Connie.
Yeah. So, if for those of you who have been following us, we've been pulling out wealth files from a book called um, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker.
Yes.
And so, we're on wealth file number 4 this week. And the wealth file is rich people think big, poor people think small. And so, start to begin to wonder, like, are you playing big? Are you playing full out? I remember being in a program in Landmark, and my coach said to me, if when you're playing big when you set this big goal out in front of you and then your butt puckers.
Yeah.
That's like the physical sensation, you're on the court playing a big game.
Yes.
So I just had to put that in and share that. So the law of income is you will be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver according to the marketplace. Law of income, you'll be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver according to the marketplace. So here we know what the keyword is, value.
Value.
Yeah. It's important to know the 4 factors that determine your value in the marketplace: supply, demand, you hear that all the time, quality, and quantity. In my experience, the factor that presents the biggest challenge for most people is quantity. The quantity factor simply means how much of your value do you actually want to deliver to the marketplace?
Wow.
Another way of stating this is how many people do you actually serve or affect? And I know you have a commitment. I would love for you to share that with people about impacting how many women on the planet?
1 billion.
1 billion people on the
Well,
planet.
and it's not just individualistically, right? It's like, we are like ripples in the world. So it's if we impact, 100,000 and then that 100,000 go impact 100,000, it really is the ripple effect of your work, heart-centered. And I love the conversation about, and I think so often people don't even think that they have value to add. And just think about your own growth journey, whether it be this week or this year or this decade. We all started somewhere.
That's right.
And so I invite our listeners, as we're beginning to have this conversation about, adding value, making a difference into the world. Where were you a year ago? Somebody needs who you were then.
Yes. Yes.
Because you needed somebody then.
Exactly.
And then who were you? I always say, the Connie or the Shannon of 2006, 2012, 2000, like there are distinct lines in our lives, marks in the sand that if you've gone through that growth journey, if you just went back and taught everything you learned from then to now, that's what we're talking about.
Exactly. Well, and I want to bring in, I know you know this quote from Zig Ziglar's. You could have everything in your life that you want if you will just help other people, enough people, get what they want.
Oh, absolutely.
If that's value.
Absolutely.
Having them get what they want, not what you think they want, what they want.
Yeah.
Right. So, it talks about, like, how do you want to live your life? How do you want to play the game? Do you want to play in the big leagues or in the little leagues? In the majors or the minors? Are you going to play big or play small? It's your choice. Most people choose to play small. First, because of fear. They are scared to death of failure, and they're even more frightened of success. Second, people play small because they feel small. They feel unworthy. They don't feel like they're good enough or important enough to make a real difference in people's lives. So hear this. Your life is not just about you. It's also about contributing to others. It's about living true to your mission and reason for being here on earth at this time. It's about adding your piece of the puzzle to the world. Most people are so stuck in their egos that everything revolves around me, and more me. If you want to be rich in the truest sense of the word, it cannot be only about you. It has to include adding value to other people's lives. We came to this earth with natural talents, things that we're naturally good at. These gifts were given to you for a reason, to use and share with others. Research shows that the happiest people are those who use their natural talents to the utmost. Part of your mission in life then must be to share your gifts and value with as many people as possible. That means being willing to play big. So, do you know the definition of an entrepreneur? The definition that they use for the book in their program is a person who solves problems for people at a profit. That's right. An entrepreneur is nothing more than a problem solver. So I ask you, would you rather solve problems for more people or for fewer people? If you replied more, then you need to start thinking bigger and decide to help massive numbers of people, thousands, even millions. And Shannon says 1 billion women. Mm-hmm. The byproduct is that the more people you help, the richer you become mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and definitely financially. Make no mistake, every person on this planet has a mission. I love that. This is where this is one of my favorite things to talk about. If you are living right now, there is a reason for it. Mm-hmm. That's what woke me up and got me back in the game after Nicholas went to heaven. Because every day God kept waking me up and I knew there was more. Because why was he keep waking me up? So Richard Bach, and this is a really great book. If you haven't read this book by Richard Bach, it's called Jonathan Living Seagull. Mm-hmm. He asks, how will I know when I've completed my mission? The answer, if you're still breathing, you are not done. Mm. What I have witnessed is too many people not doing their job, not fulfilling their duty or dharma, as it's called in Sanskrit. I watched far too many people playing far too small and too many people allowing their fear-based ego selves to rule them. The result is that too many of us are not living up to our full potential in terms of both our lives and our contribution to others. So it comes down to this, and I know you and I have talked about this question before. If not you, then who? Because get this, sisters, no one else is coming.
That's right.
Do you accept the call?
Yeah, it is a calling on your life.
It is a calling on your life to step into the fullness of why you are here. Mm. God made you with a purpose for a purpose. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to skip ahead. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's actually on my refrigerator, and my day this week is kind of crazy. What my intention is, this is my promise. I'm going to make a little graphic for this and put it in our Facebook group for women under files so you can download it. Mm-hmm. Because I think that this is a great reminder and in total alignment with what we're up to. So this is a quote by Marianne Williamson from her book, A Return to Love. And so this is what I will have a graphic for you at some point in the next week. You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I got goosebumps reading that. You know, the world has enough people playing small. It's time to stop hiding out and start stepping out. It's time to stop needing and start leading. It's time to start sharing your gifts instead of hoarding them or pretending that they don't exist. It's time you started playing the game of life in a big way. In the end, small thinking and small actions lead to being both broke and unfulfilled. Big thinking and big actions lead to both money and meaning. The choice is yours. So one of the things that he does here is, we talk about like anchoring, excuse me, anchoring it into our body. So I invite you, excuse me, take some deep breaths. And as we slow our breathing, that sends a message to our heart. So we're slow down the heart rate, that we are safe in this moment. All is well. Take a deep breath. And we're going to imprint this on our heart. So as you tap into your heart, I think big. I choose to help thousands and thousands of people. I think big. I choose to help thousands and thousands of people. So we're imprinting that, getting that heart brain connection going. And then we touch our head. I have a millionaire mind. And so one of the the two things for homework, because we can't get away with not having, we have to have some homework, right? So it talks about, the first thing is to write down what you believe to be your natural talents. These are things that you've always been naturally good at. Also write down how and where you could use more of these gifts in your life and in your work life. The second thing is write down or brainstorm with a group of people how you can solve problems for 10 times the number of people you affect in your job or business. Come up with at least 3 different strategies and think leverage. So with those 2 pieces of homework, it's so great, like, to get present to the natural gifts and talents that you have. And you may not realize, so you might want to ask, like, you're a soul sister, like, what do you see as my natural gifts?
Yeah.
And consider you may or may not be fully utilizing them in what you're currently doing. That's one thing. And this really is like a opportunity to have a discussion with someone else, because it says brainstorm with a group of people how you can solve problems 10 times the number of people, like how you can have a bigger impact. And so I know Shannon and I are always bouncing off ideas off of each other.
Yeah.
And we, like she was saying earlier, like, we want to impact this group that can impact this group that can impact this group. And it's about leverage, right? Like, who has the most, where is the point of impact that has the most leverage? So that was one thing. And then the other thing I wanted to speak to was addressing the fear that may be there. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to play big, or I'm not enough, and all the itty bitty shitty committee that is way. And really, I heard someone speak about what, when we visualize the future, that is creating like the same kind of brain pattern in our brain that a memory produces. So we could create what we say we want and what we're committed to. And, Dr. Joe Dispenza says the problem is most people are more in love with their past, which is the fear, than they are with their future. So we get the opportunity then to create, a vivid, powerful internal representation of what is pulling us forward. Yeah. So there's that's what I do every day, and things are shifting and moving. So I invite you to take that on so that you can have access to, playing bigger in your life. Yeah. Because the world, we did an episode called Your Roar is Required. And if you haven't listened to that, that was one of our early ones. And it speaks to the same thing. We are born with a mission. Your war at this time in history is now more important than ever. Yes. So what do you got, sister?
Well, so much, right? Like, I got so much, and I'll keep it brief, but a couple things. Number one is, I remember being, since you already brought up Landmark today, I just remember being in the self-expression leadership program, right? And it was all about, it starts with you, right? And like you said, then it's like, then you think of the immediate people that surround you. That's typically your family, right? The amoeba of your family. And then they talk about, okay, now it's your neighborhood, right? And then it's your city, right? And then it's your state. And then it's, your country. And then, so I think one of the gifts that I got from that, just that thought, was being able to think about the world. Like, I actually can impact the world if I keep it at the forefront of my mind, right? So I say, I'm out to impact 1 billion women. Or here, even at the water store, right? We're committed to giving away 10,000 gallons of water a month. When you think that big, it like sets out in the future, like you just said, this marker. And then the question becomes, well, like, who do I get to be now? And then now, and then now, that will produce that sort of results. That provides this space or this arena for me to play and dance in that has me produce results that actually will get me there versus the opposite. So that's like the first thing I really want to gift our listeners is, you know, one of the main reasons to think big is such that you can play and dance and actually get what it is that you want. But if you never actually do, like, set it out there, you can't ever get there. Like, we will get where, like, the GPS is going to drive us where we put it into the computer, isn't it? So the question is, what address are you putting into your computer? And I know Connie and I, we put way out there addresses, don't we?
We do. Play big or go home.
Yeah. And get, like, we're not perfect every day, and we're you know, transformation in progress, and we are healed and we are healing. So
yeah,
like, you know, that's that.
So yesterday I was talking to one of our soul sisters who's a dear friend, and we talked about this, creating this future you and living from the space of that future you.
Yes.
Did that spark it?
Yes, it did. Thank you. Go ahead.
And I said, when you walk into a room, so she has some, you know, goals in her business. And so as if you already had that, like, you know, the numbers, you know, whatever the, you know, income number or client number or whatever it is, right? So when you enter a room, knowing that's who's entering the room, you then have different conversations than coming from a space of the fear or not enough or whatever the committee is telling you, the lies. And it just energetically feels different. I said, I know when you're holding a $100 bill, doesn't it feel different than when you're holding 10 $100 bills? Like, it feels different. And so to create that you who is being called forth with, and have it be real. I'm telling you, every morning, every night, at least minimum 2 times a day consciously, and then throughout the day, it's reliving that being in the Connie in the future, right?
Yeah.
And things are being called in, and it's so cool to be able to say, and it's working, and now, you know, and this is happening. It is happening.
Yes, it is happening.
Yeah.
And my final thing was, I was listening to I don't know if you've ever heard of Miles Monroe. He's passed away now. He's no longer with us. And I was listening to him on Sunday, you know, while I walk in the park. And he talks about our manual, right? So and you know what the manual is, right? The Bible.
Yes.
And it was the design came from where? Like, the manufacturer, right? So if you want to know how a machine is designed to operate, you ask whom? The manufacturer, right? And you read the manual, right? So what I want, like, I am not even giving this sermon testimony like justice. So go Google Miles Monroe. But I am clear, your manufacturer created a machine designed for a specific purpose. All you have to do is ask, right? And read, and you will unearth your exact design, like the function for the greater good, meaning the world, that you were needed for.
That's right.
Oh, girl, I was like, snot and tears balling on that one. I'm like, whoa, that took like our purpose and our design to a whole new level for me, because it actually brought it back to a manufacturer, a manual, and a machine. And really, we talk about it, we are machines. Our mind is a machine that we are either programming it to serve or programming it to destroy, like clear, alt, delete. And you are the user of the machine. Have all the power.
That's right.
So that's kind of I didn't want to forget that. So
that's so good. No accidents. That's what you listen to.
Ooh, that is no accident. And
isn't that beautiful? How this is what I'm talking about. When you are clear about the machinery and how the design is, then the universe, God, people, opportunities, plans then naturally arise in the space of that, so that you get to fulfill on that.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Yes, and more, please.
Yes, and more, please. Thank you. Yes, and more, please.
Thank you. Yes, and more, please.
Yes.
All right. Well, ladies, like it, tag it, post it, share it, subscribe, invite a friend, invite a bestie. I got a bestie here with me right now. She just walked in. Say hi.
Oh, hey, Miss Rose.
So, we just got life flowing here at the water store. So, like it, tag it, post it, share it, and we will see you on the next podcast.
Get in the car.
Get in the car. Oh, yeah. Bye, darling. Love you.